Be advised that in these pages in your hands speak of a girl who was to murder as maestros are to music, a girl who some call Pale Daughter, or Kingmaker, or Crow, a killer of killers whose tally of endings only the goddess and I truly know. And that is the start of the epic book we call Nevernight by J. Kristoff. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a spoiler review of Nevernight, and I will give a brief summary, my first impressions, and then I'll go on to some of the spoilery stuff I want to talk about, because there is a few things I wanted to discuss with some key scenes that are a bit spoilery, so I will let you know when that happens. But let's get this review started, please, because this is a long time coming. So Nevernight follows the story of 16-year-old Mia Corvera, and she, after a failed rebellion, her father is executed and her mother is taken away from her, and she swears revenge for the people who destroyed her family. And she goes and she trains to be an assassin, then she goes to the Red Church to be accepted into the higher level of assassination people, and this is her story of trying to survive the Red Church. I loved this book. I have done a few Nevernight videos in the past. I will link all of them down below. I will link Jay stuff down below, and I will leave a link to where to buy this fabulous book because it was so good. It kept me on the edge of my seat. It was very well done, and I'm so proud of Jay for putting this out. Like, the universe and world that Jay has created was so enthralling and so immersive that I found myself enjoying the world itself alongside the characters, and there was just a lot of character interaction and character depth that I felt are lacking in more books today. And I really loved the way that Jay displayed everything and how it meshed so well together to create this cohesive, enthralling Shakespeare with a strap-on story that I just can't seem to get over at the moment. Mia was a fantastic character that I never knew I needed, but now that I have her, I want her like the gods themselves. Oh my god, was she so good. She reminded me of a young Reza Hawkeye from Fullmetal Alchemist in the way that Reza has a set of morals, but she also does do her job really well. And Mia also needs to do these jobs, but she also has a set of morals that she sticks to that governs her, even when those morals are tested. And I really loved the fact that she reminded me of that so much. I will say that this isn't a book for younger readers. This is definitely a book for an older audience. I don't think it should be categorized as a young adult book. This is definitely an adult book with lots of gore, sex, brutal violence, everything that makes it so good. So I definitely think that you should not check this out if you are not probably about, I'd say, 17 and over. I just think that it's a book that you need to understand that it is so brutal and that so expansive and just detailed that I don't think it is suitable for a younger reader. But with that out of the way, I want to discuss some spoilery sort of things. So I will give you 5 seconds to click out of this section, and then I will do this when the spoilery section is over. So you can mute this video or leave. Okay, bye, spoilery people. Can we talk about the death of Charlotte and just the whole cohesive death as a whole? Because this book did not stop. It was what it was promised. It was a murdery tale with the pages just full of bloodshed and violence. The beginning opens up with 2 parallels between pleasure and pain. And that was enough to get me just hooked on the story. Mia, her way of just dealing with what the Red Church threw at her was very well done. But the moment when this book caught me into the trash of Nevernight that I am is Charlotte's death. Now, I loved Charlotte's character. I love every character who was in this book except for Jessamine. Jessamine was a bitch. But she was a likable bitch. Like, you can understand why she was a bitch, I think. But the moment that Charlotte was killed, I was like, fuck. Now I'm wounded emotionally. And it did not stop. The moment when I think it hit me the most was Trick's stabbing, and then the inevitable reveal that Ash and her brother were behind this whole thing was like, fuck. what the hell is going on? And the ending I need the next book, and I know it's not going to come out for like another year, but Jesus Christ, Jay, leave me in mortal pain, will you? You super. Needless to say, I really enjoyed the just heightened drama and effect that this book had with the death, and how each death was unexpected and just left you with this gaping wound in your heart, like boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, can we just talk about like who the narrator is for a second? I started to think that the narrator was Trick, and I only thought that because, you know, Trick was sort of sarcastic and whatnot, and that sounded like him in the footnotes, but I also think it might be the Shadow Cat, or even one of like the assassins that Megan trains with. But I'm not too sure. I just think it's either Trick or the Shadow Cat. If it's someone else entirely, like her long-lost brother or something, whatever Jay pulls out of this, I will be wrong, but I think that it is. It's not going to be Trick now because he's dead, but it might be like the Shadow Cat or something. But that's just my opinion. If you have different theories, let me know down below, and I will read them. Okay, non-spoilery people. Oh my god. And the last thing I want to talk about with this book is the cover of this book and the footnotes. First of all, this cover is beautiful. Like, look at it. It's so beautiful. And then you've got the spine, then you've got the back with the three, you know, sons that, you know, rule the realm in the day. And it's a beautiful book. And even the American cover is gorgeous. So, picture here. But the one thing that made this book so entertaining besides the plot was the footnotes. It had footnotes, and the footnotes help weave the story together, I felt. There is a whole video that I have a reaction on footnotes, and I'll put it up here because I love my initial reaction to the footnotes in that video. But the footnotes were great. I loved learning bits and pieces about the realm and how the world worked from that use of them, and I think it was a very clever bit on Jay's part. So yeah, that is my sort of review, fangirling over Nevernight. I think you should buy it if you are into fantasy and just all this like epic stuff. But if you are unsure, I would recommend checking it out from the library first before you buy it. Only because, like I said, it is very brutal, it is very gut-wrenching, it is very adult. So if you are unsure if you'll like this book or not, I think you should check it out from the library. But if you think you're going to love this book, I will leave a link to where you can buy it. I'm not an affiliate, I don't get 10%, I just think that this is a good website to use. But with all that said, please pick up this book. It is fan-fucking-tastic, and I really love it, and I can't wait for the next one. Jay, you magnificent bastard, I cannot think of whether I should hug you, stab you, but I need the sequel ASAP. Bye, guys!